I'm Callie Wilson, and I'm so excited to talk to you about something that I have found to be invaluable, especially as you're moving up in the ranks of doTERRA. This is a relationship business, network marketing, am I right? It's a relationship business. The bulk of what we do is interact with people. And as I was thinking today, what does this particular group really need to hear from me personally? It's a topic that I'm very passionate about, and it's diplomacy. And we're going to talk about Blue Diamond diplomacy today and how you can leverage diplomacy to actually inspire your team to join you in your efforts for Blue. And so first off, let's talk about what is diplomacy. Well, if you look it up in the dictionary, it says, diplomacy is the art of dealing with people in a sensitive and effective way. One of my favorite role models in the art of diplomacy is Theodore Roosevelt, the US president. He was actually the first US president to win the Nobel Peace Prize. And as I learned more about his legacy in his life, what I learned is that he had this amazing way of dealing with people. In fact, he was so good that many of the world leaders around the world respected him and admired him in his ability. Now, there was a war going on about the turn of the century called the Russo-Japanese War. And basically, these two warring countries were at it, and there was lives being lost. It was very expensive, and there was no hope for resolution. And so these two world powers, in addition to some of the other world powers, decided, let's bring in Teddy Roosevelt and see what he can do to mediate and bring this war to an end. And so diplomats from Japan and diplomats from Russia came to Maine, and what I noticed about Teddy Roosevelt is what he did to actually mediate and create peace was he got into the minds of the people and he tried to help them figure out how to achieve what they actually wanted. And so talking to the Russian diplomats, he said, as Russian diplomats and as leaders, you want world peace. You want this to end. This is expensive. It's going to benefit you to come to an agreement. And the Japanese, who were striving to be recognized on the world stage as a prominent world power, he said, show us how noble you can be. We know that you are amazing in your military efforts. Show us how noble you can be in your ethical ways, and you will earn our trust and respect. And at the end, the diplomats agreed that it was time for peace. They came together, and President Roosevelt said, basically, it's a mighty good thing for Russia, it's a mighty good thing for Japan, and it's a mighty good thing for me. And this was after signing the Treaty of Portsmouth on Portsmouth. This was after signing the Treaty of Portsmouth on September 5th, 1905. Now, I've learned that diplomacy is your ability to create wins, whatever the situation you are in. And how, in doTERRA, you can't actually rank advance by yourself. You have to have a team who's behind you in order to achieve any level of success in doTERRA. And so the question is, how do you inspire the right people to do what they want so you can also get what you want? Now, there's a really funny clip in Tommy Boy. I just had to go there with Chris Farley, who is a salesman, and he's talking to a waitress named Helen, and he basically says, let me tell you why I bite as a salesman. And he begins to say, here's my cell, and he picks up his dinner roll, and he's like, it's my pretty little pet, and I love it, and I love it, and he starts to go on and on about how he's kind of obsessing over this pet, and then I do this, and he destroys it, and the bread crumples all over the table. And he basically says, I kill my cell, I kill it every time. But that's why people like us have to forge ahead. And I laugh at that because I think that's sometimes what happens in our business because we're not developing the people skills, the relationship skills, the diplomatic skills. We can, in fact, not intentionally kill our cell, kill our teams, demotivate them, and then basically flatline entire legs if we're not careful. And we don't want that to happen. So first off, I need to let you know, and this is something that I own, is first off, we are not victims of our situations. We are the architects of it. This is by Simon Sinek. So whatever your team looks like, take ownership of that. That is your beautiful structure, and you were the architect with it, in addition to the people that you invited to be on board. So let's just review, again, different types of leadership and maybe perhaps introduce a leadership that's going to work for you. So there are bulls in doTERRA, right? We can bull our way through it. There can be carnage and craziness. We can take the ostrich approach and bury our head in the sand and pretend like nothing is wrong and never pay attention to things that are going awry. Or my favorite noble chicken leader is actually the chicken, the hen. My favorite type of leadership is actually the hen. I love the hen because of the way that I watch it with its chicks. It's this really a beautiful creature, and it gently guides its chicks. The chicks are following it, and it's always inviting back into a really loving and nurturing environment. And Simon Sinek says, everything about being a leader is like being a parent. It's about committing to the well-being of those in our care and having a willingness to make sacrifices to see their interests advance so that they may carry our banner long after we are gone. He said this in Leaders Eat Last. So as we're moving forward in our business, trying to gain a team that wants to not just be a diamond team, but now a blue diamond team, there are 4 main things that I want to address: intention, interaction, ignition, and interconnection. And I'm just going to give you a couple tidbits in these 4 categories to help you, again, reach the big mo. First off, intention is so important. Before you talk to any of your leaders about going blue diamond or even recruit people to be a part of your doTERRA team, it's so important that you take time to sit down and really ask yourself some key questions. I want a blue diamond team because this is important, because my personal legacy is this. If you haven't done these things, actually written down, what do I want people to experience because they're a part of my team? What are the benefits? What's my team legacy and culture? What are the benefits that they're going to gain from being a part of my team? If you haven't done this, you could be missing out on some really great fuel that I call vision and faith that will help to launch this team forward. There's a really great quote that says, "If you want to build a ship, don't drum up the men to gather wood, divide the work, and give orders. Instead, teach them to yearn for the vast and endless sea." I love that quote so much because, again, it gets me back into focus of what am I really doing? I'm helping people to achieve their dreams. That's what I'm doing, and they're willing to partner with me on that. The second main point is our interaction. So after we've purified our team culture, write it out, our legacy, why we want this, how it's going to benefit the people that are being a part of this, I go into the interaction. And I've noticed people are kind of funny sometimes. Sometimes they'll call up a leader and they'll demand, like, you're in or you're out, and they can really, again, kill the sell. And so it's really important that you get back to basics and just be a human being for a second and just connect with people again. Emily Wright, to me, is one of the great connectors of our company. I've watched her interact with people on many different occasions. Simon Sinek actually says leadership is always a commitment to human beings, and I think that our corporate leaders really do give us a great example in just making sure that that first interaction is personal and warm and that we're seeing people as they really are. So when you call someone to inspire them to be a part of your movement, just make sure you take some time to say, "Hey, how are you? You've been on my mind lately. What's going on?" Just to make that connection. So again, after that intention is in place and it's purified, that connection is good and strong, you're finding out, is this a good time to talk? Is this a good time for you in your life? You're moving into ignition. After connection, ignition. So ignition is when we start to get excited about what we're going to create. We're going to sail the vast and endless sea. Do you want to come? It's going to be amazing. So these are some things that you can say to, again, move that conversation into the right direction. I want to talk to you about something really special. You've been on my mind because I'm so grateful that you're a part of my team. We're so excited because so many amazing things are happening. Our goals are coming to fruition, and we're excited to be a part of doTERRA. Then I'm going to move into inviting. I'm actually finalizing my Blue Diamond leadership team. We have a list of, you have a list, right, of every executive leg that you're going to be interviewing and solidifying to make sure that you have a main business builder in every one of those legs. And these people that we're combing through and going through our structure are the sharpest, most capable, most fun, exciting people that we get to work with, inspiring people. Speak to the strengths. Why are you calling that leader? What strengths do they have to offer the team? What strengths do they have to offer the world? Speak to them. Let them know we want to partner with these particular people long term and help them to see their financial and life goals with doTERRA to completion. And we're calling you to see if it's the right fit. So again, I'm inviting, I'm extending the invitation. I'm not forcing people to do this with me. I'm inviting them and inspiring them to be a part of this movement. After I invite, you've got to be super clear to not let your emotions sabotage your team. Okay, you've always got to keep yourself out and your emotions pure and clear. So something that I always want to check is this in alignment for them? Is this a good fit for them? Or am I forcing them to do something that they really don't want to do, or it's not in alignment? There's a great quote that says, if you have to pull their arm to join you, then you're going to have to pull their arm to stay. And so we want to make sure we are partnering always with the right people. So I let them know, hey, as a member of this Blue Diamond team, you're going to be a part of a group that's going to be working together. We're syncing up our calendars. We're seeing when it's going to be best for us to hit those crucial ranks. And what this means for you is you're going to be a part of this momentum. And I'm also going to be working with you and your leaders, whatever it is that you are going to bring value, whether it's incentives or personal mentoring, what's the benefit, again, that they're going to receive from you? And let them know there is a commitment required for this, and add what that commitment is. Is it a call? Is it a train by rank group that they need to participate in? Do they need to come to your house for a business launch to get a better idea, a clearer picture of what's going to happen? But again, I like to then kind of, again, gauge to see what their commitment level is. One of the best ways I've learned to do this is not just to ask, is this of interest to you? But to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in being a part of this leadership group? So if they give me a 2 or a 3, they're like, oh yeah, I'm totally interested. And I say, what's the number? And they say 2, then I got to rethink it, because I want to be working with people that are 6, 7, ideally 8, 9, or 10s. And so, whatever their number is, I get more clarification on what that means to them. Again, detaching my emotional baggage or my expectation and just being in the moment to really figure out what's going to be best for both of us and for the entire team. So listen carefully, resolve the concerns, ask more questions at this point. Tell me, it's a 6 for you right now. What would make it a 10? And maybe they say, well, I'm having a baby in 2 months. Okay, so maybe in 3 or 4 months, or maybe 5 months down the road, it's going to be a 10? Absolutely. So just guide them through that. Again, if it's really not a right fit, don't force it. Don't make it. Ask for referrals instead. Do you know someone on your team already that this would be a right fit for? And partner below. Don't worry. You just need one person. So taprooting is not a bad thing. Again, working with the right people is the right thing. And then again, express gratitude, leave the door open always, and move on. Always trying to create a win-win. Even if they say this isn't the right fit, you can simply say, I'm so grateful for your honesty, so glad that you're telling me this. That's okay. We're going to figure out what's going to be the right fit for you. And then moving on. Now, there are a couple other tips I want to leave with you really, really quick is once you've asked for the commitment and they're ready to move forward, this is when the team culture and the interconnectedness that you've created, hopefully, comes into play. And so when you are, again, moving into the ranks of Blue and Presidential, you're really focusing now on your ability to influence people. What type of influence do you want to have? Make sure you sit down and write it out. I have a Facebook page that helps to create that community feel. We're called the EO Movement. It's a Facebook page that creates that love and momentum and energy. And I also have a website. However you want to do that is up to you, but a place where you can connect people. Maybe it's a weekly webinar or a weekly call or a Zoom call. It's going to be imperative that, again, they don't feel isolated, but they feel like a part of the team. So we want to move you from, I'm a Blue Diamond, I'm a winner, solo at your computer, to we are a Blue Diamond team. We have won together. We've worked hard, and we are united and strong. So that is really, really important. And again, look for evidence of success in a multitudes of ways. Your success is not just measured in your paycheck or your OV even. It's really, your success to me is revealed in the quality of the lives of the people that you touch, the quality of the people on your team. So again, keep them connected as a group, and always have a plan. Always have a plan. What are you guiding them to? What is their next step? It's something that we call a funnel. So as soon as someone says, yes, I'm ready to come on board, they want to know the how. So take time to write it out, guiding them through the whole process. Now, wherever you are, I'm going to end with this quote by President Roosevelt, who said, do what you can with what you have where you are. Start today, put it together, get things in place, and you're going to have an amazing experience and journey that is full and rich and abundant. Thanks, everyone.